Okay. Yes, sir. Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse playoff pregame show for round 2, game number 1, the New York Knicks versus the Boston Celtics. It's happening in Boston. It's happening in about 40 minutes. I have been so hyped all day long. I'm thrilled right now to have this opportunity that my team is right there. They're now facing the defending champions. We're going to preview the game. We're going to look at basically what are the main issues that the Knicks face. Now, one thing I do want... did this thing... okay. Just let me know if I got a good connection. Thanks for joining me here. Welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George. If this is your first time here or you've been here before but haven't subscribed yet, please do so. And thank you to everybody. We hit 10,000 subscribers last night. Fantastic. That was awesome. I loved it. The video I dropped last night has exploded. It's doing really well. And I think, it's getting a lot of attention from Celtics fans as well. They're mocking us, but, hey, we have nothing to lose, honestly. All the pressure is on the Celtics as far as I'm concerned. So that answers that question down there. Which team has more pressure? I believe it's the Celtics, honestly. Now, does Tom Thibodeau himself have pressure? Yes, absolutely. And we're going to discuss that as well. The primary thing here right now is forget about the series. Win this game. That's all that matters. The New York Knicks have to focus all their energy and ability to execute the game plan properly and exploit the Celtics and come away with a game 1 victory. They have to do what the Pacers did yesterday against the Cavs. And remember, the Cavs came back. The Cavs took that game late in the fourth quarter, and the Pacers were able to pull out a big win there. The Knicks need to do the same. It's an absolute must. Shout out to the chat. Thank you guys for joining me here. Let's see. We got in the house. We got Matt. We got Rudy Pooty. What's up? Jao, what's happening? Optimistic Giants fan. There we go. We need all the optimism we can. Now, the reason game 1 is just crucial. Obviously, a split in terms of series dynamics. Just getting a split is an absolute must in terms of series dynamics from the Knicks' point of view. If the Knicks want to legitimately win this series. Now, I outlined 12 keys to victory in the previous video. If you haven't watched it, definitely check it out. It'll be relevant, actually, for the whole series at this point. I go meticulous down the line. The Knicks have very little margin for error. That's just the reality. The Celtics are a better team. They've been together longer. They have the chemistry, and they have the championship pedigree. So they deserve to be the absolute favorites. They spanked the Knicks for 3 games. The first 3 games, but game 4, the Knicks made it interesting. If it weren't for some mistakes, not fouling, this game would have been over. The Knicks would have won that game. So it was right there. It even went to overtime. I think that's the game to look at as the blueprint for how the Knicks can succeed. Also look at what the Orlando Magic did during the playoffs. They got the Celtics, who averaged 48 three-point shot attempts per game, down to averaging about 31 or 32 per game. That was huge. Just turned the Celtics into a 2-point shooting team, a mid-range team. The Knicks have a legit chance to steal game 1. That's all you got to think about. Just game 1. Not like, can Knicks really do it over? No, forget about that. Game 1, it's all that matters. Got to focus on that right now. Because, if you saw the video from last night, you can see nobody thinks Knicks are going to win the series. But no one's saying here a sweep, which is interesting. So they are acknowledging this series is going to be a lot more competitive than the regular season series was. I totally agree with that, 100%. And just to recap my keys, the summary. Here's the summary, how I see it, for how the Knicks can approach the series. All right, so in each game, they have to do it. Every single game. This has to be done every single game. Knicks must stay poised, connected, and balanced. They got to retain constant ball and player movement. Get those Celtics working on defense. Get them into foul trouble. fight for every possession, and they got to get out on the break. They got to get behind the Celtics defense and get some easy transition buckets. They have to hunt three-pointers. That also means getting out on the break, off a nice defensive stop, get into the paint, have them collapse around you, and find the open three-point shooter that's trailing behind you out on the three-point line like a Karl Anthony Towns, and he will bury that, or Jalen Brunson as well. He will bury that. They have to battle fiercely on the boards. That's a must. We know that. They have to sick OG on Tatum for basically the entire game, 48 minutes. Get McHale to feast on offense. And part of that is having him not on Tatum at all. Tatum just cooks him, and he has to fight so hard over screens. It tires him out. We need him to be as fresh as possible on the offensive end. And especially since OG probably will be basically exhausted after chasing Tatum down for the whole game. So his offense may not be to the level that we would hope for, but I think he'll come through with a couple 20-point games in this series. And they must get Boston into foul trouble early while hitting their free throws at a high rate. Now, my prediction down there is if the Knicks do all this, they win in 6. But again, this is about thinking about just this game alone. And one of the main reasons why the Knicks, I believe, can steal game 1 is because last time they didn't have this man. When they play, or they did actually in game 4 they did, and that's one of the, and it went to overtime. So he has only gotten better since Boston, since we played Boston in game 4, late in April, and that was only Brunson's second game back as well. So he wasn't his regular self yet. You know, he was still getting back into game shape after missing a little over a month of play. So there were a lot of independent factors there as well, but you also have to factor in the fact that the Celtics weren't really playing for anything specific. So were they trying their best and they still beat us? That's something to be concerned about. But with Mitch, the defense definitely has improved dramatically. Before Mitch came back from his injury, the Knicks were the 21st ranked defense in the NBA at 114.2. But since he's been back, but this doesn't include the playoffs, so just bear that in mind. The Knicks improved by 3 points per 100 possessions, which is good enough to get up into the top 10 for defensive rating, number 8 with Mitch. So he definitely makes a tremendous impact. Another key thing will be Josh Hart himself. Now, Josh Hart last year was pretty impactful. These are his stats last year when he was playing for the Knicks in the playoffs. Look at that. He averaged 14.5 points, 11.5 rebounds, 4.5 assists. He shot 44% from the field, but he shot 37.3% from the three-point line, and that's much better than his career average. In this postseason against the Pistons, he's shooting 50% from the three-point line. Now, it's only 13 or so attempts, I think, or 12 attempts, so it's not that many attempts, but he's hit half of them. He's got to launch it. He was one of my keys. In fact, he was probably the key. You know what? Let's get to this. Yeah, this was the number one key for the Knicks being able to defeat the Boston Celtics. Josh Hart must make the Celtics pay. He's a playoff riser, as I just showed you, and then he's shooting 50% from the three-point line right now in the playoffs. If the Celtics leave him wide open, they will be punished by Josh Hart. He has to punish them, man. Has to. No doubt about it. All right, let's get back to let's get to this. Jumping around all over the place here because I am so hyped. I can barely contain myself right now. So these are the playoff stats for the first round for the Boston Celtics. Jason Tatum averaged 31.3 points per game, which is almost identical to what Brunson averaged. But Jaylen Brown, 23 points per game. He was struggling towards the end of the season. He missed a lot of games. He's been playing hurt, but obviously he's recovered. He played all 5 games of that first round series. He averaged 23 points per game, shot almost 50% from the field, and it was shooting a whopping 44% from the three-point line. That is uncharacteristic for him. He normally struggles from deep in the playoffs, or has, let's put it that way. So I think that's an area, that's something that might drop in this round against the Knicks. He has struggled against the Knicks at times. He's been able to rack up some points here and there, but his efficiency hasn't been there against the New York Knicks. And that a lot of it is because of Mikal Bridges and Josh Hart. They're usually the ones who are guarding him. I expect that to continue. The other thing about him is got to keep him off the boards. He averages almost 8 rebounds per game in the first round. And Tatum averaged 11.3 rebounds. Oof. Sorry, I need a little fuel here. What's up, Victor? What's up, Zach? Mohammed, let's go. We're going to steal this game 1, man. Going to steal it. So another area of concern for the Celtics, I think Brown gave them more than they needed in that first round. Like I just said, I don't think he's going to be able to repeat that in the second round. But the inverse would be Kristaps Porzingis. So he only averaged 12 points per game. He played about 27 minutes. And he shot only 35% overall. And from the 3-point line, he shot 11%. He shot 11% from the 3-point line. In fact, what are the totals? How many attempts was that? 11%. 2 of 17 for Kristaps Porzingis in the playoffs. Wow. So that is something that hopefully the Knicks studied how the Orlando Magic played Porzingis, because we need to keep him down there. That would be tremendous. I'll tell you, one of the major reasons why that series was over in 5, it should have gone to 6, maybe even 7, is Orlando just they can't shoot. They don't really have an offense that can drain 3-pointers when they need them. You know, they can muscle in, they can drive to the hoop, they have incredible turnaround jump shots from Paolo Banchero and all that, but in general, they're not a good shooting team. The Knicks are a much better shooting team than the Orlando Magic. Actually, the Knicks were a very good 3-point shooting team during most of the season. I think they finished 5th most, 6th most in 3-point percentage this year. So we'll see if that can continue. But some of the things that don't look great for the Knicks are, let's go back to points per game, are, here we go, Derek White is shooting almost 51% overall, but from the 3-point line, he's shooting under 36%, just a tick under 36%. If they can keep him down there, that would be fabulous, because guys like Sam Hauser, they never miss. Drew Holiday has been a killer from 3. Definitely when it's like, when the lights are bright, that guy hits the big buckets. Pritchard, look at him, 50% from the 3-point line. So all of them made up for Kristaps's, disastrous 3-point shooting, 2 of 17. So the Knicks have their work cut out for them, chasing those guys off the 3-point line, turning them into 2-point shooters. That is got to be the game plan number 1, and they have to fight for every rebound. And the Knicks have to share the ball themselves. They have to move that ball, because if that ball doesn't move, it makes guarding them much easier. And the Celtics are already a good defensive team, so we don't want to see that at all. In fact, let's look at the stats here, the net ratings right here. Boston, look at that. The 3rd best defensive rating in the first round, 103.8, and 117.4 offensive rating for a 13.7 net rating for 3rd best behind OKC and the Cavs. But look at this. The Cavs, look at their incredible numbers, right? And then they drop game 1 against the Pacers. So, we shall see. The other thing is, too, Boston, they faced a terrible offensive team, and that's another reason why their defensive rating was so lopsided. So we'll see. The Knicks-Pistons series was so tight. Hey, honestly, I believe that these Pistons could have beaten either the Bucks or the Pacers if they had faced them in the first round. That's how good I thought the Pistons were, and even they struggled with outside shooting. Remember when the lights were bright and it was intense at the Garden? Malik Beasley didn't come through. So, it's tough. It's tough, but the Knicks are facing the hostility first at Boston, at the TD Garden. Is that what they call it, TD Garden? Yeah, that's right. TD Garden. Let's look at the team stats here. so we can see one crucial thing the Knicks have to do is continually hunt for steals. They tied with the Warriors in the first round with about almost 9 steals per game, and the Celtics were at 8. So the Celtics force a lot of turnovers, and that's how they are able to get out on the break and punish you in transition. But the Knicks almost had 6 blocks per game. Definitely need that. The Celtics were at 4.8. Those stocks categories right there are crucial for the Knicks to be able to suffocate the Boston Celtics and to make them work really hard on the offense as well. So we will see. I mean, maybe you can force them to commit some turnovers. Though the Knicks did end up committing more turnovers during the first round. They had 13. They averaged 13. Where Boston also averaged 13 turnovers. Interesting. But the points conceded off turnovers battle, that's a crucial thing that the Knicks must win. Must win that battle. And I think they'll be more effective, and it'll be more possible for them to do it against the Celtics than it was against the Pistons. The Pistons had guys who could just fly down the court and get those blocks on breakaways and stuff like that. We saw routinely OG, McCall, Hart, even Brunson got blocked at the hoop. Deuce got blocked at the hoop because Duren, man, he can fly. But Celtics don't have a Duren type of guy. They don't have an Amen Thompson, an Osar Thompson type of guy either. So that's something that's going to be an advantage, Nick. And plus, we need the double big lineup. Absolutely need the double big lineup. We need it. We need this guy on the court with the big guy, no doubt about it. Right here. More blockness. Robinson changes everything. Double big lineup creates matchup advantages for New York, and defensive boost Mitch gives New York is significant, as I showed you there. So this is exciting because this is new stuff. You know, Thibs, he toyed with it a little bit towards the end of the regular season, but not really too much. We saw some of it against the Detroit Pistons, which is great. We didn't see any of it against the Celtics in that game, if I can recall. Maybe a few seconds of it. And that's something that definitely I think we will see this time. Because when the Celtics go double big with Cornette and Porzingis, we have to counter with Robinson and Karl Anthony Towns. And Towns, let me tell you something. Towns has feasted against the Boston Celtics. He has been tremendous against the Boston Celtics. In the overtime game that we lost, Towns lit him up for 34 points, 14 of 21 from the field. He shot 67%, but only attempted three three-pointers. And interestingly, the first shot that he took was a three-pointer. He buried it, only took 2 more for the remainder of the game, plus the 5 minutes in overtime. That is definitely a structural mistake. This guy is our best three-point shooter right now. Well, him and Brunson, especially Brunson off the catch and shoot. Brunson is phenomenal three-point shooter. So is Cat. So we need them to exploit that. We need to exploit our advantages, and this is definitely one of them right here. Could be crucial. Could be crucial for the New York Knicks. All right, let's go back to this. Let's look at let's look at the game charts. The game charts. Here we go. So points in the paint. These are the season averages per game. So the points in the paint, the Knicks definitely feasted in the paint compared to Boston, but Boston is a three-point shooting team. They destroyed everybody in front of the three-point line. They averaged 48 three-point attempts per game, so they were amazing in that respect. But look, the Knicks won the second chance points here, so the hustle points, and they won the fast break points battle. So there you go. Those are all advantage Knicks, and they need to be. So then if the Celtics aren't hitting their three-pointers, they are vulnerable. They are vulnerable. The rebounding, though, they did out-rebound the Knicks. I hear 42.2 to 40 for the Knicks. More assists, just barely, but only 20 assists for the Celtics. just shy of 24. The Knicks, basically, that was almost a wash. The turnovers are pretty even. The field goal percentage overall was kind of close. Even the three-point percentage is close overall. It just comes down to how many three-pointers. How many three-pointers Knicks can actually hoist up. Let's look at the regular season. You can see the Celtics, 48.2, right? They're number one. The Knicks, I think, are fourth lowest, only 34.1 attempts. So they attempt 14 additional three-pointers. 14 additional three-pointers, and they hit them at a 36% clip, which is just a little bit better than the Knicks. Actually, no, the Knicks are a little better. They're almost 37% for the Knicks. So if the Knicks, that's another key aspect for the Knicks to be able to steal these games. They cannot let the margin of difference between the amount of three-pointers attempted by the Celtics and the amount of three-pointers the Knicks attempt to be so drastic. It cannot be a 14 shot attempt difference. That just won't work. Maybe 4, maybe if they shoot 34, we shoot 30. Yes, that can work. But when it's like 14 and they're hitting them at nearly the same percentage that we normally hit ours, actually they were amazing in game 1, the first game of the season. They broke records and stuff. So, but I do that. Yeah, attack the basket. That's right, Lex. Cat had major success attacking the basket against the Celtics. I don't see that changing. I see Thibs wanting to continue to lean into that. Just mix in some more 3 opportunities. That's all. If Cat had attempted 4 more threes, he might have hit all 4. You never know. He's like that. But if he attempted 4 more threes, he hits 2 of those. That's 6 points. Knicks win. See? So it's that simple. It's that simple. Sometimes it is that simple. Let's look at the Knicks stats from the playoffs. So you can see three-point shooting percentage. Josh Hart at 50%. Fabulous. Towns at 48%, but only 4.2 attempts. So if this was 7.2, I'd be ecstatic. Campaign, for about 43%, but he mostly dropped off after game 1. In that series, OG at 35%. I expect that to rise up. Brunson did not shoot that efficiently from 3 during this playoffs. 33%, but he hit the one that mattered. He hit that big dagger bucket. Loved it. Loved that, man. He sent Osar flying, and then he buried it. Beautiful. Porzingis, Las Vegas is going to be on tonight. I really want to see Mitch go up against him like Godzilla attacks. Let's look. I love it. I know Mitch is going to be going up against him. That'd be fun. Deuce, this has to change. We need scoring from the bench. And the best kind of scoring from the bench is Deuce's three-point shooting. He's 26.3% right now. For the regular season, he averaged almost 37%. So he is way down. We need him to pick that thing up and bury those buckets. He does average 3.2 attempts per game, but we need him to hit. 2 or 3 per game on average. Mikal Bridges as well. These 4 right here, if they can raise their 3-point accuracy, Knicks can steal this game. So you can see there's a lot of areas of improvement for the Knicks right here. The main thing is getting off on a good start. These guys have to come out connected, and they cannot let the Celtics put them behind by 15 points in the first 6 minutes of the game. They were down by 30 or something by halftime in some of those games against them. They can't do that. They will not win the game if they do that. It'll require too much energy to come back, and we saw it. They were able to make comebacks, have runs themselves, but you just don't have enough legs at the end to make it happen. So forget about that. We don't want them to be falling behind. And that's one thing I did like about about game 4 against the Celtics. The Knicks did get off to a decent start against them in that game. So I want to see more of that continuing. All right, here we go. Hit the thumbs up for me. Definitely drop your comments. Want to hear your thoughts and feelings even later on if you come up with some thoughts about it. Let's see what we got here in the chat. Celtics only shot 35, even less than 35 threes against Orlando. So that's good. That's good news, man. That is good news. Here, let me pull this up here. Yeah, they shot 31.2 attempts. Actually, it's here. Can you see it? Here, they shot only 31.2 attempts against Orlando. That's beautiful. We better be taking a page out of the Orlando's defensive book and achieved here against the Celtics. We got to keep those guys low in terms of their 3-point attempts. The other thing too, it's crucial, is the Knicks can't let the Celtics get comfortable. They have to they have to get really physical with them. They have to take the physicality that they just experienced against the Pistons and bring it to Boston. I think if they do that, and they can do that, we saw a very physical version of the Knicks. OG, even McCall got a little bit more physical, which is rare for him. Cat was definitely he was growling. He was feasting against those Pistons. I want to see more, but then he disappeared for a couple games, so he's got to stay consistent. But I want to see them attack the Celtics in terms of their physicality, the way that they attack the Pistons. That's another key aspect, so don't let them get comfortable. Don't let them get comfortable. What's up? Hey, Nick Yak. What's up? Victor. Chris Lopez. What's up, man? It's a day of reckoning. That is right. That is absolutely right, man. We still game one. The odds, the whole narrative, everything changes dramatically. Can you imagine what it'll be like tomorrow out in the national NBA media if the Knicks steal game one? Be beautiful. If they steal game one, they have a legitimate shot of they're on their path to being able to have a tremendous upset in the series and stealing the series. Even if they lose game one, they still can win game two. If they come back with a split is absolutely essential. But game one, that really changes all the dynamics. So let's see if Knicks can pick that up. Cannot wait. All right, we're going to sign off pretty soon. This was just a short little pregame to come on and share the love with you guys. Appreciate all the support. We reached 10,000 subscribers last night. 10,000. Outstanding. I want to thank you all for that. People who've been with me since the beginning. There's many of you. I really appreciate that. Shout out to Fritz Alcindor. What's up, brother? Thank you for the salute. Man, it's really been exciting. I'm glad that finally made it to that point. All right, getting off to a good start is essential. And the other thing that's really essential, which is going to sound odd, it's essential that the game flow and the Knicks players themselves keep Thibs away from having to make tough decisions, because he takes too long to make them. Now, maybe he'll be different in this second round. He knows what's at stake for him. I mean, major things are at stake for him. If the Knicks get swept, Thibs is gone. If the Knicks gets gentlemen swept, I think Thibs is still gone. If they get blown out 3 games, but pull off some miracle wins and then lose in game 6, then it's in that weird area, that weird gray area. If it goes to 7 games, Thibs keeps his job. That's how I see it right now. Excuse me. Spring. Spring has hit here in Los Angeles. All right, so that's how I'm seeing that. So I think he knows what the stakes are for him. The players, it's much less so, which is what's nice. They're playing with pretty much house money. They got back to the second round. They had been pushed out in the first round. That would have been a humiliation for the players as well. But losing to the eventual champions in any way, shape, or form is not humiliating in any way. So for the players, they're okay. It's more about Thibs at this point. So Thibs, so maybe he will make some pivots. Like, for example, Deuce comes out and he like airballs the first couple of 3-pointers. I want to see Shamet in. Don't wait. If Campaign comes out, airballs and gets blown past, and he's giving up points left and right, bring in DeLon Wright. You know, don't snooze. But the problem is, we know Thibs doesn't pivot that quick. So it might be game 2, game 3 when he finally does that. Like, remember when it was obvious that having Elfrid Payton as your starting point guard for that team in the first round in the playoffs was a disaster. It took him a while. He finally, it took him 8.5 quarters or something like that, or 10 quarters to make the change. And he finally made Derrick Rose the starter at the point. But by then it was too late. Spot minutes for Precious. You know, that's a tough one. Because Precious gets exploited by the Celtics. Celtics are a very smart team as well. So yes, they're incredibly talented, but they're really smart, and they exploit Precious. So the series I would have seen, I could have dealt with Precious on the court would have been the Pistons. I think against the Pistons, he could have done well. But you never know. Some spot minutes if we need it, because also Cat may get into foul trouble. Mitch may get into foul trouble. So then bring in Precious. Just buy some minutes. Buy some time for your guys to rest, come back in, and hopefully the lead won't be that big at that point, or maybe the Knicks have a lead at that point. Maybe it dwindles down to a 4-point lead, whatever, but at least you're keeping the game close. That is the entire key. The entire key for the Knicks to defeat the Celtics. Keep the games close as possible. Don't let them go on sustained long runs. Keep it close, because we have the best clutch player in the game. That's right. And Brunson will win us a couple of games that way. Oh, we got Foxy in the house. Thank you so much, Foxy, for the super chat. Really appreciate all your support and everything. Foxy is definitely, he is a consultant to Into the Knicks-Verse. Helps me tremendously with the research and thoughts and vibes. I really appreciate it. Hopefully, when he's up to it, he might want to come on for a guest appearance, maybe during this playoffs. Hey, if we win game 1, I'd love to see Foxy come on here for a game 2 game preview. I really appreciate it. It definitely, all the support for the channel really helps tremendously. Appreciate that so much. All right, so we are just minutes away. Okay, gonna wrap this up. Thank you guys so much. Salute everybody. Shout out to the chat. Carlos, what's up? Who else we got in here that I missed? Justin Bucano, what's up, man? Thank you on the 10K. Yeah, man, it's all you guys. I really appreciate that so much. Victor. Okay, so Knicks steal game 1. 112-109. 112-109. Knicks steal game 1. Let's go. I will jump on and do a halftime live. They're quick, so minute halftime comes on. Just look for the thumbnail on YouTube and click on it. So I will do that, and not sure the post game will be live, but if it's not, it'll be a recorded one. But if it's live, look for that as well. I can't wait, man. This is what we've been waiting a whole year for this moment, and now we're here. Let's enjoy it, guys. Let's go. Fuck Boston. Let's go. All right. Thank you guys for watching this. Again, my name is George. Please subscribe. Hit the thumbs up button for me. Drop your comments. And definitely share my videos. Definitely appreciate that. And I will see you around the Knicks. Let's go, Knicks-Verse. Let's go, Knicks. Let's beat these bastards from Boston.